I was reading last week two reports. They were talking about since the advent of widespread use of ChatGPT and AI, say 18 months to 24 months ago, there's been a decline in the number of entry level opportunities.
Yeah.
This is across the whole economy. It's
Yeah.
not just in software. Do you have any reflections on that?
Yeah. Well, I think there's two things going on. In the world, there's huge uncertainty. There's an awful lot of sort of vectors at play here. Political uncertainty. And I mean, it's been pretty severe when you think about what we've gone through, even let's say the last 5 years. Your pandemic, conflict, ups and downs in the economy. And then I think every time there's a US election, there is a bit of a hold and a pullback in general, but this has been more acute. Then when you factor in AI on that, where companies are experiencing on one side, perhaps contracts that aren't then given or investments aren't made because people are holding, or there's a redeployment of cash elsewhere, that has huge ripple effects depending on whether you're buying or selling. And I think those things combined, probably with a lot more, has meant that graduates and certain other roles are the first to suffer because people look to see what they can make with what they have. And then also, in this case, potentially look to AI and go, right, where might the efficiencies or opportunities be? Now, our theory at this time, and it's evolving, is that long term, the industry has a bright future, but there's turbulence here. There's a period of those companies understanding the trajectory and the speed of AI and those tools. This is the year, a so-called year of sort of agentic. And if you're able to automate, let's just say, tasks for an extended period of time without human intervention, that looks to be a real sort of golden nugget whereby you can have agents potentially do the roles of others, and those others, at least in conversation, appear to be seen as junior roles, which tend to then be, of course, graduate roles. So that's where I think there's a pullback, perhaps a shedding, but it may be that we need to just look at how that flows through in the next couple of years. That's our theory. That may be ignorant, naive. I don't know if anyone knows, but people and other roles are going to unfold, and they are unfolding already. So again, if you go back to those essential traits, learning to learn, understanding where this is going, even if you're a computer science student or a software development student now in year 1, year 2, you're still massively ahead of much of the population. Far more software is being built. Far more software is going to be built now than would have been a number of years ago. So you are at a massive advantage there. If you can then combine your, let's call it junior level skills, but potentially and accelerate that with the AI tools, you're way ahead of the sort of the average Joe, as it were, in the population. And we would see that as a huge advantage, huge advantage still of going to study software, taking on a software apprenticeship or academies and so on.
Yeah.
That's some reflections.